Another unique accomplishment of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was the fact that he revolutionized human rights in a way that no other human being ever has in all of human history. This achievement of the final Prophet ﷺ was not simply one where he espoused certain virtues, but rather he instated a flawless system that would actually ensure that these values were not left on the shelf in theory, but would actually be able to manifest and unravel on the ground and be imbibed in application. He ﷺ fraternized with all people despite their differences, and he purged people's prejudices. And he said in his famous farewell sermon, "O people, your Lord is one, and your father Adam, the father of humanity, is one. There is no distinction for an Arab over a non-Arab, nor for a non-Arab over an Arab, nor for a white-skinned person over a black-skinned person, nor for a black-skinned person over a white-skinned person, except by virtue of their righteousness." By that, he created a universal brotherhood, regardless of lineage, regardless of racial orientation, regardless of financial standing. As Arnold Toynbee famously says in his book Civilization on Trial, the extinction of race consciousness, as is the case between Muslims, is one of the most outstanding moral achievements of Islam. And in the contemporary world, he says, there stands a crying need for the propagation of this Islamic virtue. And very similar to this are the words of Malcolm X, may Allah bestow mercy on his soul. When he finally went to the Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca, did he recognize the equality that only Islam could make possible on the ground, in reality, in living color, between the human race? As for wherever this virtue is absent, either by those who do not know Islam or do not live up to its ideals, we find concepts like equality and justice and brotherhood as superficial cliches many a times. Many a times they are just verbiage that is weaponized for political gains or social maneuvering. But unlike those who employ such double standards with these lofty virtues, we find the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, operating at the height of his power, with the dignity of every last human being in mind. With dictates like, pay the laborer his wages before his sweat dries, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was able to eradicate so many of the financial inequities that were condoned in his time. As a result of his blessed ministry, you find some of his closest companions, like Abu Dharr, may Allah be pleased with him, dressing identically to his servants, to the point that people who did not know him would not be able to discern between him and his laborers. We find Urwa ibn Muhammad, a famous early governor of Yemen and a grandchild of one of the Prophet Muhammad's disciples, enters that land, the governorate of Yemen, and he gives them the utmost financial transparency and declares from the beginning the people's right to hold him accountable regarding the finances of his position. He said, "O people of Yemen, I am entering your town now, I am entering your lands now, owning only this camel of mine. If the day that I exit with more than this camel, then know that I am a thief." And it was not even just human rights that he revolutionized, peace and blessings be upon him. We find other companions like Abu Darda radiallahu anhu saying on his deathbed to his camel, "O camel, do not prosecute me in front of God, for you know full well I never caused you to carry burdens that were beyond your capacity." And so all of these monumental improvements in the standards of living for human beings and even for animals, and had we had the time we would discuss even for the environment and its protection, were just some of the blessed fruits and unique accomplishments of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him.